While the world remains distracted, unaware of what's truly unfolding, you'll have a silent advantage, an unseen head start. Everyone's focused on the wrong dates, the wrong alignments, watching the wrong skies. But beneath the surface, Mars is moving straight toward Uranus, and no one is prepared for what that really means. This isn't just another astrological square. It's a cosmic trigger, meant to awaken something buried deep within you. 3 spiritual tests are on their way, but you won't get a warning. Just a moment where everything shifts and everything is on the line. Your awareness, your timing, your choices, they will shape what comes next. Oh, and if you've lately sensed things shifting for the better, maybe a small win or a new opportunity, feel free to share it below. And if you want, leave 2 2s along with your thoughts to align with this wave of change. And in one of the upcoming tests, you'll need to identify someone who will play an important role in your life. And it could just be someone you'd never imagine, so pay close attention, because missing them means missing the point. I will reveal who they are in a moment. Stay with me, because right now, a portal is forming between force and chaos, and you're standing right at the edge. But this isn't just about what's coming, it's about how the universe is delivering it. One is charging, the other is detonating, and you're in the middle. Mars wants a sword fight. Uranus throws the sword into the ocean and dares you to swim. Mars says, push through, dominate, take action. Uranus tells you, collapse the pattern, change everything, or be broken. This isn't a gentle invitation to grow. This is a raw, explosive shock to your willpower, a collision between how you think the world works and how it actually works. Imagine you're sprinting toward your goal at full speed, and halfway there, the entire road bends sideways, warps, and launches you somewhere else entirely. That's Mars versus Uranus. One wants war, the other wants disruption so sharp it looks like madness, until it starts to make sense. This alignment will force you to take 3 spiritual tests that you must pass. So pay attention, because the first test, most people won't even see it coming. This is the first test, and it will not wait for you to be ready. Something will happen that forces your hand. It could be a conversation, a strange opportunity, an unexpected call, a challenge, or even just a quiet internal urge. But when it comes, it won't come with clarity, with signs, or with time to think. It will come like a sharp corner in a road you thought was straight, and you'll have seconds, not hours, to choose. This is the first test. The Mars-Uranus square will bring the test of instant courage. And yes, it's meant to be jarring. This is Mars, the planet of action, ambition, heat, crashing headfirst into Uranus, the planet of surprise, electricity, rebellion. Together, they don't just ask you to take a leap, they force it. Destiny doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It moves when the door cracks open and dares you to walk through in the dark. So you will be placed in front of something that feels off script. Your mind will say, not yet. This can't be it. I need more time. But that's the point. You won't get more time. The window won't stay open. The moment will leave without you. And the stakes, that's the thing. They won't feel obvious either. You might shrug it off. You might walk away. But this isn't a test of logic. It's a test of nerve. If you've ever wondered how people make those sudden moves that change their life forever, this is one of those doorways. And you'll only know you passed when everything around you shifts, like a lock turning. Don't wait for certainty. Move when your soul flinches forward. Because in this cosmic square, hesitation is the illusion. The real question mark, who knows what to do? And right after this moment, that's when the wave begins to echo. This isn't a flash. It's a pressure wave, and it's already started. The Mars-Uranus square doesn't just happen on June 17th. It builds before and echoes after. Think of it like a tremor, not just the quake, but the pressure you feel in the air before it strikes, and the strange silence that follows once it's done. From June 16th to 18th, we enter the 3-day reverberation. It's a window of spiritual amplification. Emotions feel sharper. Time warps in odd ways. you may find your instincts heightened or scattered, and the reason is simple. This alignment charges the field around you, not metaphorically, energetically. This isn't a single flash, it's a spiritual pressure wave. It builds, peaks, and echoes. The test doesn't care when you expect it, only that you're present when it lands. Many people miss this. They mark their calendar for the 17th and assume that's the event. But in reality, the first push could already be working through your life. A nudge here, a strange dream, a conversation that hits too deep, too fast. And just when you think it's over, it echoes back. The universe is watching, not for perfection, but for presence. Can you stay awake in this strange vibration? Can you notice the test while it's still happening, or only after it's passed? Think of these days as the ripples of a bell that hasn't stopped ringing, and you're the one it's trying to wake up. Not all distance is caused by conflict. Some is caused by evolution. Right now, under this Mars-Uranus square, you may notice something strange happening in your relationships, but it won't look like a fight or a fallout, or even a disagreement. In fact, it may not be spoken at all. It'll feel more like a slow slide, a subtle disconnection. Someone who used to be right there with you might suddenly feel far. Their energy doesn't match. Conversations feel a little off. You try to reach them, but you feel like you're knocking on a door that's already been closed from the inside. And it's not just them. You might be the one drifting. But here's the truth you need to hold on to. Don't panic if someone feels far away. It's not rejection, it's recalibration. We are entering a cosmic shift where frequency takes priority over familiarity. People aren't pulling away because they're upset. They're being redirected by something larger. An invisible sorting of paths. Some connections, no matter how deep, are simply no longer aligned in this new vibrational terrain. It's like two songs that were once in harmony but are now being played in different keys. You're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. But the connection is now operating under different rules, not based on memory or history, but frequency. And here's the twist. This split can feel confusing because there's no clear event to point to. No argument, no betrayal. Just distance, which makes it harder to understand and harder to accept. But understanding this will set you free. This square is about unpredictability, about momentum. Uranus doesn't ask for permission, it accelerates what's already in motion. Mars doesn't give time for long explanations, it forces motion. So people in your life who are meant to continue with you will be magnetized closer. And those who aren't, they may feel like ghosts before they even physically leave. This is not punishment. This is preparation. Evolution requires space, and sometimes the soul needs to breathe without old echoes in the room. So if you're feeling this, don't rush to fix it. Don't force reconnection. Let the field shift. Give your relationships room to reorient themselves in the new frequency, and trust that what's aligned will return, stronger, clearer, and truer. And as the space opens up, something else begins to stir. A second test, and this one is far more intimate. The second test is not about who you face, but what you dare to admit you've wanted all along. During this Mars-Uranus square, many people will be thrown into unexpected situations. But while some are forced into action, others will experience something even more subtle and more dangerous to ignore. A pull. A magnetic, almost irrational craving for something that doesn't make sense on paper, but burns in the background like a hidden calling. For some, it's a shift in lifestyle that no one saw coming. For others, it's a radical change in how they express themselves. It might be a career pivot, a need to leave something behind, or the sudden realization that your current path isn't just boring, it's wrong. This is the second test. Touch what you fear to desire. Because the truth is, we all carry sacred cravings, the ones we bury under obligation, under guilt, under the fear of being too much or not enough. And this transit? It pulls them up like lightning through the floorboards. Uranus electrifies what was dormant. Mars gives it hunger, and suddenly what you've spent years avoiding becomes the one thing you can't stop thinking about. Desire isn't weakness, it's a compass buried under shame. This isn't about indulgence, it's not about recklessness. These aren't the cravings that destroy, they're the ones that wake you up. The ones you've told yourself were impossible, irresponsible, or too far from the version of you people recognize. So the test is this. When the feeling comes, will you shove it back down, or will you reach out even just a little to touch it? And no, the universe doesn't need you to dive headfirst into chaos. But it does want to know if you'll acknowledge what your soul is truly asking for, because that tiny moment of truth, that silent admission, can realign your entire path. You don't have to chase what you desire, but you do have to stop pretending it isn't real. This test won't come with flashing lights. It won't be dramatic. It will be quiet, even tender. A whisper of "what if," followed by a pounding heart. That's how you'll know it's real. This isn't fatigue. This is your nervous system trying to translate lightning. If your sleep is wrecked, your mind is racing, or you've been swinging between total exhaustion and random bursts of hyperfocus, you're not alone. This Mars-Uranus square isn't just playing out in the cosmos, it's hitting the human body like a voltage surge. And your nervous system? It's trying to keep up with a frequency it wasn't trained for. Think of it like this. You're not malfunctioning. You're reacting to an overload of unseen information. That strange second wind you got at 2 a.m., that's not insomnia. That's a download. That random crash in the middle of a perfectly fine day, that's a recalibration. Energy isn't always subtle. Sometimes it knocks. Sometimes it kicks the door in. Mars brings heat. Uranus brings sudden shifts. Together, they create spiritual voltage. And when that voltage enters the body, it doesn't always feel poetic. It feels erratic. For some, this manifests as wild, clear focus. For others, it's full body shutdown. Nothing makes sense. You cancel everything. You lie on the floor wondering why even breathing feels like a task. Here's the key. Don't judge it. Don't diagnose it. Ride it like a lightning storm. When you're up, channel the energy. When you're down, surrender to the reset. You're not meant to perform normally during moments like this. You are meant to listen to the new tempo your body is being tuned to. We ask for transformation, and forget it often arrives through voltage, not comfort. The real danger is trying to pretend you're unaffected, pushing through like it's a regular week. It's not. This Mars-Uranus square is a field of raw acceleration, and your body, whether you like it or not, is a receptor. So if your rhythms are off, honor them. If your sleep is strange, your cravings bizarre, your energy unpredictable, just know it's not chaos. It's the system coming online. And for some of you, it already has. Have you been feeling it early? Congratulations, you're not broken, you're ahead. Not everyone waits for the date on the calendar. Some of you are early bloomers, wired into the frequency before it peaks. And you've already started feeling it, even if you didn't have words for it yet. We see you. You're the ones who've been having strange dreams that feel more instructive than symbolic. You've had spontaneous moments of hyper-clarity, as if your soul suddenly shouted, "That's what I want," before your brain even caught up. You've noticed cravings returning, not just for food or comfort, but for direction. And maybe, just maybe, you've caught yourself looking around and thinking, something is about to happen. I don't know what, but I can feel it. You're not imagining it. You're tuning in early. Sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's an advanced warning system. The Mars-Uranus square isn't just a date, it's a current. And those who are more intuitively or spiritually sensitive often catch the first waves of it before the rest of the world notices the waters even moving. You might feel alone in it, like no one else is noticing the shift yet. But that doesn't mean it's not real. In fact, it means you're being asked to pay closer attention, because here's what nobody tells you. Those who feel it early, they're not just feeling it. They're chosen by it. You are being given time to prepare, to shift, to adjust your lens before the wave crashes. That's a gift, and yes, it might come with a cost. Feeling out of sync with the world, sensing things others don't see yet. But it also means this: when the wave hits, you won't drown, you'll rise. So if you've already had your strange moment, your flash of insight, your chaotic energy surge, or that eerie clarity that came out of nowhere, know this: you're not early by accident. You're being shown something big, and very soon everyone else will feel it too. But before that happens, someone is about to show up, someone you never expected, and their role in your life, it's not what it seems. The most important message might come from the most unexpected mouth. This is the third test, the final one. Though you may not encounter these tests in order, they're shaped by your soul, not a checklist. This one doesn't crash in with lightning or roar with cosmic drama. It slips in quietly, casually, unassuming. It might look like a barista with oddly specific advice, a comment under a video that hits you straight in the chest, a stranger who delays your plans for no obvious reason, an old acquaintance popping up out of nowhere, someone whose energy feels off but familiar. You can't explain it, but something tugs at your attention. That moment, that person, that's the gatekeeper. Not everyone who interrupts your journey is an obstacle. Some are the test, disguised as noise. Gatekeepers are never dressed in robes or glowing in light. They come in broken packaging. They say things that seem too simple or too strange. They might annoy you, distract you, confuse you. That's exactly the point. The question is, do you have the presence of mind to see them? Because here's what's really being tested. Can you recognize divine timing in an awkward encounter? Can you receive wisdom when it doesn't arrive in the form you were expecting? Can you treat every moment, even the inconvenient ones, like they might contain a hidden door? Fail to engage, you miss it. Rush through the moment, you walk past the key, judge the messenger. The message disappears. Every gatekeeper is a mirror. You only pass when you no longer flinch at your own reflection. This isn't about politeness, it's about perception. You're being asked to see through the disguise. Not everything profound feels profound. Sometimes it just feels weird, or small, or out of place. But if your soul is listening, you'll feel it, that slight nudge, that moment of pause, that whisper that says, "Pay attention." That's the real test. And it may already be happening, because in the past few days, someone may have already shown up, someone unexpected. And the moment passed, like nothing. But if you missed it, don't worry, because another test, even more secret, may have already been passed. Not all initiations come with fireworks. Some come in the form of quiet decisions that no one sees, but the universe does. There's a twist to all of this, and it's not the kind you see coming. Because some of you watching this, you already passed one of the spiritual tests without even realizing it. You didn't mark the date. There were no signs in the sky. You didn't even think twice about it. But in a quiet moment, maybe just this week or last month, you followed the deeper instinct. You did the right thing. You chose peace when ego demanded reaction. You paused instead of pushed. You helped someone with no thought of reward. You forgave, or walked away, or said yes to something that terrified you. And it didn't feel big. It didn't feel like a test. But it was. The soul speaks loudest in the softest moments, and when you answer it, the universe nods silently. The spiritual path isn't always about lightning strikes and shouts from the cosmos. Sometimes it's about the whisper you listen to, the choice that cost you nothing but changed everything. And if you're wondering, was that it? Did I pass something without knowing? Let me tell you, if you felt something shift inside you recently, even subtly, the answer might be yes. And you passed at the moment. You didn't need to prove that you did. True growth doesn't seek recognition. It simply walks forward. So if you're watching this thinking, I haven't felt anything, I haven't faced a test, I've just been living, pause, look again. You may have already crossed the threshold, and now everything that comes next is because of that moment. There are moments the soul remembers, not because they were loud, but because they changed its shape. When you look back at this time, these mid-June days, the tension, the charge in the air, you won't just remember what happened. You'll remember who you became. These aren't just random days slipping through the calendar. They're pressure points in your timeline, silent yet decisive. And while others might scroll past the headlines or feel like it's just another week, something in you already knows it's not. Something is different, not dramatic, not always visible, but something real. These are the days that give birth to new versions of you, even if the world doesn't notice for a while. The tests may already be happening right now as we are near the peak of this alignment, or they may arrive quietly tomorrow, or even 3 days from now. There's no stopwatch, there's no scoreboard, and there is absolutely no rush. Some of you are already deep in the process, others are standing just at the edge, and some, maybe you haven't felt it yet, not clearly, not enough to name, but that doesn't mean it's not working. Spiritual timing isn't linear. What takes a second for one takes a season for another. Both are sacred. Don't pressure yourself to find the test or pass it on time. This isn't school. This is soul. Your transformation doesn't run on a timer. It ripens at your pace, and you're not late. Sometimes the real transformation takes place after the event has passed. In the reflection, the replaying, the sudden knowing that hits you days later when the world is quiet and you're just breathing. You'll be washing dishes, driving to work, listening to a song, and it'll land. Oh, that was it. That was the test. And you'll realize, not only did you pass it, you grew because of it. The universe remembers when you said yes to becoming someone new, even when you were afraid. Especially then. Thank you for staying till the end. If you found this content valuable and want to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Your support truly means a lot.